I'm a fucking animal, guys. I'm an animal. And that coke at this guy's house turned me into the savage that I was. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys a story, right? I grew up in New York City in that area, and I know LA, and they got gangs, and everybody's tough. Let me tell you something. There's the difference between talking about it, there's the difference between shooting somebody in the fucking head. In Boulder, Colorado, I met more fucking killers that would take in those woods. They would take in those fucking woods in Boulder. I knew a couple of Vietnam vets that had Agent Orange that were missing half their fucking face. They even told me, we don't shoot people in Boulder. We just put peanut butter in their pockets and tie them up to a fucking tree in the woods. You come back the next day, there's an elbow and a tooth. That's it. That's it. Those bears will eat right fucking through you. You follow me? And there ain't no Santa Monica police shooting fucking animals up there. Those cops don't give a fuck. It's like Vegas. What happens in the woods stays in the fucking woods. You follow me? You follow what I'm saying to you? So there's some fucking animals. So I started thinking about it. I knew these two fucking Vietnam vets that were up there that were dying to kill people. They didn't even give a fuck. You just had to give these guys a reason to stab somebody. So I'm sitting there going, who can I get to fucking help me with the scam? You know, I already had the scam set up in my head. I got to set up a dealer with another guy with a fake buyer. I already had the fucking move in my head. I had done it before. I was in Colorado by myself. Who am I going to fucking recruit? I didn't have that many days to get my buddies out there. Plus my buddies stick out. It took me fucking 8 years to accumulate to learn how to walk in Colorado without sticking the fuck out. When you're from Jersey, is the way you talk. You don't mention pizza. You don't talk about bagels. These fucking morons come over from New York. I want bagels. Who gives a fuck about a fucking bagel guy? There's blonde pussy walking around everywhere on roller skates. You can chase these bitches, and you're worried about a fucking bagel, you fucking momo. So I'm like, who the fuck am I gonna get to kill? Who am I gonna get to help me fucking take the drugs off this kid? This is a perfect sub. This guy was a grape. Listen, when the drug scene came up, a lot of people thought they were gonna become fucking dealers. These guys had no fucking experience selling stamps. You follow me? They never even had a paper route. Now they wanted to become drug dealers. And let me tell you something. When it comes to life is fucking dirty. When it comes to drugs and kilos and shit, it becomes a different situation. And it turns people into different things, and it's fucking scary. It's fucking scary. And here I was, scaring the shit out of myself. I'm sitting there going, I'm taking this motherfucker down. I called one of my buddies, and he's like, I can't make it. I work for the airlines. I'd love to rob him with you. I mean, this guy was crazy. But he couldn't get off. He had a girlfriend, so I had this guy in Boulder that I worked at the body shop with. You ever got these guys, a guy that just tries to be fucking cool, but he's retarded. He had the goatee, the tattoo, the leather jacket, the sports car, the motorcycle, the pit bull. He had everything to be fucking cool. He hung out with motorcycle guys at a strip club. When he sold you drugs, it was like a James Bond movie. He's like, come here. And everything was, and the guy was half a fucking momo, but he wasn't a bad guy. So I'm like, maybe Tidwell will help me. His name was Tidwell. He was a fucking idiot. He had been in the Navy for 10 years. He was in San Diego. Now he was in love with a stripper who danced at a nude place. Are you ready, guys? She danced at a nude strip club. And she was divorcing her husband. So she left the husband and moved into Tidwell's bedroom. He had to sleep on the couch. The reasoning was she was in love with him, but she wouldn't sleep with him until she got a divorce because she was Catholic. Do you want me to say that again, or did you guys comprehend that the first fucking shot? She made this moron sleep on the couch while she went into bed with that hot little fucking body, and he slept on the couch like a fucking, I don't even know what. Because after 3 nights, I'm fucking something. I'm going in there, I'm kicking the door down, I'm fucking her feet. Something's going down. You're not gonna live here for a week for free. You gotta wash a dish, you gotta suck a dick. Something's gotta happen here. Fuck that Catholicism guilt. I'm Catholic too, bitch. We'll write it off together. I'll eat your pussy and we'll fucking go to fucking confession together, all right? When he told me this, I'm like, I got this fucking grape too. So the deal was set. He was gonna be the dealer, I was gonna be the middleman, and Vela was gonna be the victim. So we had to get the timing just fucking right. We had like a week to work with, because his trial was like in 3 weeks or something, where he had a plea bargain. Now, there's an expression, what a tangle web we weave when we tangle to deceive. That played out that fucking day. It's November 18th, everything's set. Tidwell's parents had money, so his mother had property in Boulder, this dumb fuck. And she had rental property in Boulder, so he was gonna use one of her houses to set him up. When he told me this, I go, your mother has rental properties and you're robbing shit? I got no family. I'm out here fucking robbing for myself every day. I understand that, but you got a nice fucking, whatever. He goes, just bring him over here and we'll do the drug deal here, blah, 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 and we'll mug him here. And the plan was we were gonna mug him. He was the middleman. He was gonna whip out a gun. I was gonna act surprised. Oh my God, what's happening here? He was gonna put me against the wall. He was gonna take Vella's shit. We were gonna put Vella in the fucking car, take him to the bus in Arizona, give him $80 and put him on the bus and tell him never to come back. It was gonna look like he robbed the guy, his roommate. That was my brilliant fucking plan. That was it. I was on the street stealing for 8 years and that was my brilliant fucking plan. Now I would have just picked the guy up, shot him, dragged him into the woods and taken the coke and nobody would have known nothing. I would have had a conscience though. I would have fucking snapped, you know, I would have ratted on myself on Facebook or some shit. I killed Vella in 87, oh please Lord, because, you know. So with all that, you know, I'm like, that was the fucking plan. So I called Vella that night after work. We worked together on Sunday and he goes, let's do it Tuesday. I'll grab the coke. Randy's gone for the whole day. He won't come back till 9. He won't even realize what's going on. It's perfect. Boom, no worries. Monday, you know, I'm thinking about this in my head. I'm looking at my girlfriend, I'm looking at my roommate, I'm looking at my dog, and I'm like, you know what? This is all great, but I gotta go with the plan. I gotta do this. It's over. I don't wanna do this no more. I am what I am. At that time, I couldn't break out of the fucking piece of shit mentality that I was. I was like, fuck, I did all these things. I'm never gonna do nothing better. Fuck it. Let me just rob this guy. Between you and me, I really wanted to shoot somebody at that time. I just wanted to get it over with, even if it was just in the fucking ankle. Even if it was in the leg, I just wanted to fucking get it out of the way. I had worked with all these guns and I'm like, today is the day. I had this 9mm that I had from Aspen when I used to sell guns, and I had it hidden in my front yard. I would never, because I didn't want any problems in the house. You bring bad luck. So I put it in the front yard in the bag and I wrap it up with saran wrap and all that shit. And I took it out and I put it in the trunk of the car and I picked up Vella and I buzz him and he goes, come on upstairs. And I'm like, fucking perfect. I could case the place out. So I go upstairs, he goes, come in the room, and he takes this fucking big bag of blow out of the drawer, and he gives me a bump, and he puts it back, and he takes a rock out, and he goes, let's do this rock. But when he goes to grind it up, the grinder's filled with coke. So he goes, we'll just take this coke rock and give it to Tidwell as a sample. I go, perfect, you know, it's nice and shiny, and he'll love it. So I see the fucking bag of coke, I see the grinder, and I see a stack of money in there. And he closes the desk, and let's go, and as we're going, you guys know what a drop ceiling is? It's these fucking squares. And it's held by beams. It goes that way and that way. And it has these little styrofoam fucking things that you push up. And you could hide shit in the 80s and 70s and take your gun up there and nobody would know. But you get fucked up and leave it halfway open so people are like, ah! Somebody moved that fucking piece right there. So on the way out, he goes, that's where the coke is. When we come back, would you just help me climb up and we'll get it and it's yours. And we'll sell it to your fucking buddy. So I knew the whole layout of the place. We get in the fucking car, boom. We're driving to Tidwell's house. As I'm making a left on Canyon Boulevard, you know when something makes you look up? Like I just looked up and I seen BCTC, a community correctional facility. And I just made a mental note, and that should have been right there. If that was today, I would have fucking made that U-turn and said, we're gonna rob this guy, but not today. Because I seen that sign. I'm real superstitious, but I said, fuck it, fuck superstitious. This motherfucker's going down. I'm gonna have a kilo tonight. I'm gonna snort half of it. I'm gonna rub it all over my body and my nutsack. I'm gonna find some chick at a bar to lick it. I'm gonna fucking have a blast. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to Denver Airport. I'm gonna take a first-class flight. I'm gonna snort the whole way to fucking Newark. I'm gonna go party with the devils, and then I'm fucking going out. That's it. I'm doing something. That's it. That was my fucking brainstorm plan. I picked this motherfucker up, boom, he shows me everything. We get in the car, we're driving. We get to where fucking Tidwell is. I get out, we walk in, I introduce him. I mean, the plan was to talk to the kid for a little while. Soften him up and then pull the fucking gun out. Tidwell goes, hold on one second. He turns around with a fucking machine gun. Right, and he's pointing it at me and him, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Tidwell, slow the fuck down. And he's like, you too, get on your hands and knees and all this shit. And I'm like, Tidwell, what the fuck? And he goes, bring him in the other room. So we bring him in the other room, and he's like, are you in on this? And I gotta tell you guys, I felt like a fucking mook. Because I'm the type of fucking thief that I want to rob you and look in your fucking eyes if I want to rob you. That's how I was raised. If I'm going to do a crime to you, I'm going to look at you. I'm not going to go in there like a faggy way, like, oh my God, what a surprise. I don't like that shit. So already I was starting to fucking feel bad. This isn't my type of fucking game. My game was put the gun out, let's take him, rob him, that's it. All his charades and all his fucking faggotry was killing me. It was fucking killing me. So we take him into this room, you know. We tie him up. He goes, tie him up. I go, you fucking tie him up. I ain't tying him up. You're robbing me too. You got to tie me up too. He tied him up and he doesn't tie me up. So the kid automatically knows. He goes, how can you do this? I go, dog, you set yourself up. You know this fucking game. How you going to show up at me with 4 pounds of fucking coke? How you going to come at me with 4 fucking pounds of coke? I'm a shark. I'm a fucking shark. How you going to show up like that? It's 1987. Look at me. I'm ready to fucking stab somebody. The plan was Tidwell was going to go back to the house. We give the guy the kid's keys. He goes back to the house. He's going to look through the house. I don't tell Tidwell nothing where nothing is. I go, Tidwell, I didn't go up there. I don't know what it's like. Just go through the house. 25 minutes comes back. This fucking Momo walks in. And he says to me, I went in there and all I found was an 8-ball and $60. So I know. I don't say nothing. I go, really? They double fucking crossed us. So I run into the room and I go, Vela, where's the fucking blow? He went over there, wasn't there. Vela's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Vela knew what I was. He played it off perfectly. So I go back out and I go, you know what, bro? I started thinking, I go, you know what? You're fucking me. There was more fucking blow. I was over there. I seen the 3,000. He's like, no, there wasn't. There was only $60 and all this shit. I go, you know what? I'm out of this. I'm leaving you here with this fucking idiot and you figure it the fuck out. He goes, if you leave, I'm gonna shoot you. I knew this guy was in love with that dumb Catholic girl. He wasn't gonna, she couldn't wait to give her the money for the divorce to eat that little stripper pussy. He couldn't fucking wait. You could see it in his eyes. He was like hypnotized by it. So I go, he goes, I'm gonna fucking shoot you and him if you leave. I know this guy was a fucking half a wimp. I walk through the door and I go, listen, bro, just write it off. Take him to the airport, do what the fuck you gotta do with him. You tried to fuck me too. I walked out of there, I was in a bunch now. I got a dilemma on me, I gotta do something. And I thought about that fucking car, that gun in the trunk. I looked at the fucking car, I looked around the neighborhood and I go, if I go back in there, I could shoot both these idiots. Take the coke, and nobody would ever know. Nobody's in this neighborhood. It's out by fucking the sticks. They wouldn't find these guys for a month. And by that time, I'd be done with the blow in Bogota, snorting with Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting down with somebody, you know. I'm showing up with fucking 4 pounds. I'd get anybody to do blow with me at that point. Who are you? This is who the fuck I am, motherfucker. Open the door or you'll be in there looking out windows by yourself.